that was very scrappy, but he has got his first frame on the board. And at the mid-session interval, Zhao Xintong leads 3-1.
Very early moments in relative terms in this best of 35 frames final, but my goodness, it's been so edgy, intense and unsettled actually for both players after a brilliant start from Zhao Xintong. Yeah. How do you assess that frame first of all, and what was the key moment for you?
Well, Mark Williams will be mightily relieved in his dressing room for sure, you know, because Zhao Xintong had a few chances. This was probably the best chance, and have a look at this, the black into the middle. I mean, he's already potted a good red, but he's missed a few. He's just, as the lads were saying in comments, he's gone off the ball slightly, and he looked a little bit edgy in that. But Mark Williams be delighted to get his first frame.
Relief for the three-time champion, and then some.
Yeah, and encouragement that his opponent couldn't push on there after Mark showing quite a bit of weakness, really not controlling the emotions, maybe not controlling the cue ball, that's for certain, maybe a reaction to the excitement of the previous round. And we were thinking, ominously, like, yeah, if Xintong keeps going, this is 4-0. Yeah. But as it's turned out, as Stephen Hendry mentioned, sometimes when it gets mistake-ridden, you both feed off it and get worse yourself. Yeah. And you need quite good strength of character when the other guy sort of looks like he's crumbled to not fall into the same trap and to keep your focus. So that's a very interesting little mini session we've seen there. Obviously advantage Xintong, but Mark Williams hopefully goes to the practice table, shakes the nerves out of his arm, tries to forget the enormity of how well he's done so far, which can sometimes play on your mind. Yeah. You know, he's done so well to get here. Is that, you know, has he shot his bolt, so to speak? You know, the last one's gone out of the rifle. But at the moment, still very exciting, even though it's not been the greatest snooker. Yeah, absolutely. It's totally. It's totally absorbing, right from the word go, isn't it? And thank you very much, gentlemen. You know, Zhao Xintong is one of 18 Chinese players who've all come to the Crucible in pursuit of the title as China and indeed Asia's first ever world champion. Now, the man who was their Pied Piper for many, many years, of course, is Ding Junhui. And this actually is the anniversary in April of Ding's first of his 15 world ranking titles. He's been shouldering a very heavy load as a trailblazer for China and indeed for the Far East and for mainland China particularly. So far, no world titles for Ding, despite, again, 2 of the 3 Triple Crown titles several times in the UK. But many have followed him, and Zhao Xintong is amongst them. Might he be finally the one to do this? He's been speaking to Ken ahead of today's final.
First of all, congratulations. What an incredible match. I mean, have you come down a little bit? How do you feel after beating Ronnie O'Sullivan, your hero?
Still for now, I can't believe that. I want to say, he's a very good player and a legend player. He's my idol. So I beat him, I'm very happy. You know, you had like 12, I think, one-frame visits. You know, you scored so heavily. Were you surprised about how well you played against him? Yeah, I'm surprised, but Ronnie, he played not really well, and he gave me a lot of chance, but I catch it. I know it's very difficult for me, but I do it. So I'm very happy I can play that like in the Crucible, in this single table Crucible. 2 years, I know play many matches, I can't believe I'm got here in the final. When you picked up a Q4, this must have been a dream for you, you know, to one day play Ronnie O'Sullivan, you know, at the Crucible, possibly, you know, win the World Championship. You're on the sort of the cusp, you're on the verge of almost doing that. How does that feel? I can't believe that, because when I was 10 years old, when I practiced snooker, that's the only dream for now, and to now just win the World Championship. So big moment and a big match for me. I saw a picture of you and Ronnie in the dressing room. He went in. Did you go into his dressing room, or he went into yours? You went into him, and you just. What did you say to him? Was it just? I just want to say thank you for he helped me a lot, and he gave me some support before.
Yeah.
If no he help, I think I don't go through into the final, semi-final. So yeah, and when I finish the match, I get crowd for people. I just want to give for Ronnie. Yeah. Mark Williams is very perfect snooker now. I think we can have the great attack game. I know if I play with him, I need to play really, really well. If I play not well, maybe you can lose very quick.
I remember when I played you when I saw you for the first time, and I played you back in the International Championship back in China, and I think you were only, were you 15, 14, 15?
I think so, yeah.
And you beat me 6-5, and I never liked you. I never liked you since then. But I always knew you were gonna reach the top, and it's so good to see you play so well. And I hope you really enjoy it and go and enjoy the final on Sunday morning. It's going to be a great occasion.
Thank you.
Congratulations to getting there, and the very best of luck in the final.
Thank you so much.
Here we go. 5 seconds.
He's a special talent, all right, and we've been joined by the chairman of the WPBSA. It's Jason Ferguson. Lovely to have you with us. Jason, you're a man that's to and fro at China a lot. Could you try and sum up to us what may await this young man, were he to pull this off and win the world title, first of all?
Well, I think there's potential to become the biggest star in the sport, and certainly, you know, the earning opportunities for somebody like him are immense. It's a huge nation. We're operating in cities almost 50% the size of the UK. So put that into context. He goes back as a national hero. I mean, it would just be incredible for the sport.
300,000 snooker halls in China alone. But, you know, this story is very complex. It's not without its difficulties, because obviously the rise of Chinese snooker is something we've followed, but also a massive scandal within the sport. 10 players were banned, and Zhao was amongst them. He had the most lenient sentence. He was not convicted of match fixing himself, never did so, but he did place bets for other people. He got a 20-month sentence. He served his time. How does the sport feel about his return and how he has emerged thereafter?
Yeah, I mean, it is important to talk about it and very openly. We're not a sport that's actually shied away from our problems. We're a sport that's gone out publicly and said, we've got a problem, we're going to clean it up, and we did. Zhao, as you said, has served his time. He's back here. He's paid his fine. And he's also done the right thing. He was full of remorse from day one. He's made public apologies. He's gone out in public in China and made apologies. And actually, he's followed a route of trying to work his way back into the sport. He's been very, very dedicated. He's kept his head down. And you can see the results. There's a man that is prepared to the finest standard. He's prepared his mind, and he's prepared to face the public again. Yeah.
Are you convinced, Jason, that his re-emergence, almost in a way, puts behind the scandal for the sport, or is it something that's going to remain there for a long time?
I think people will always refer to it, but the fact is that, you know, these problems exist in every single sport in the world. They exist across society in the world. What we can do is govern our sport properly in order to put those processes in place to actually try and, you know, stamp this kind of thing out completely. But actually, when people are caught up and they're young and, you know, perhaps get pulled into things they don't want to, that there is a route back and there is a route to return. I mean, from our point of view, he has done the right thing from day one, and he's welcome back at the sport, and he will be a professional player again at the end of this World Championship.
What's been fascinating, guys, is the fact that as an amateur, he absolutely breezed through the Q Tour, and he already earned his place back on the professional tour with a card that route, but he doesn't need it now. So this performance means that he jumped straight back in. He's likely to go at least to world number 29 in the world rankings. What happens to this Pro Tour card that's still up for grabs then?
Well, I mean, it's a great story. It's the first time we've ever seen this scenario where an amateur could come in. And let's actually just put that into context. He earned the right to play in this event, not through tour qualifying. He actually earned the right by winning the Q Tour and was granted that place. So he earned this place as an amateur player in the qualifying. He came through qualifying. That's like winning an event in its own right.
Indeed.
Event, you know, match after match. Came here and he's continued to deliver.
The big question about his points and the prize money. A lot of players are sort of a bit up in arms about it, that the rules might have been changed, that if he wins the championship, keeps his prize money, you know, where he should be going back to scratch, like when he takes up his tour card.
Points and prizes.
Yeah, it's not actually a rule change. It's actually a scenario that's never happened before. Amateur players do enter events from time to time, as you know, from top-ups, from various events. And as they come in, they play against the professionals, but they never break into the top 64 because they only come in for 1 or 2 events. It's the first time we've actually seen this, where somebody's actually broke all the way through, earned enough points in a season. Now, in that scenario, the case is that the player retains those ranking points because the player is deemed a professional player and joins the professional tour by retaining that top 64 position. So the place that's earned from the Q Tour is now a vacant place, and the potential to top up there is also available.
OK. But if he does dive into the top 16, which he would do if he wins the title, somebody like Ali Carter in 16th place is obviously a little bit aggrieved that this might be him bumped out of some of these big events. You can see it from his perspective too.
Absolutely, I can. I mean, you know, there's another player that's worked very hard and has, you know, had a great career and still been out and back in the 16. Amazing, really, to think that this scenario could even happen. I mean, we're all looking at it thinking, wow, you know, what is happening here? But it does show how vibrant snooker is these days and the ability to go from zero to hero very quickly. We've created a system, broken down all the boundaries. Many sports have layers in their system. Qualifying to here, you may play for England, you may play for in the Europeans, you may then play in the World Amateur. That's 3 years of your life. We've broken down this system. We've created open tour qualifying worldwide through our WPBSA Q Tour, through our World Amateur Championships, our World Junior Championships. You can actually win the World Junior Championships now in February, win a place in the World Snooker Championships here in Sheffield, qualify for the Crucible Theatre, and within a few months you can be the biggest star in the sport. Now that's real sport.
That is a passageway through. And we're very grateful to you, Jason, for coming in here and sharing all of those details. There's a lot of chat and discussion that we're going to have about this, but my goodness, to be able to even tell this story is something in itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, it's a big day, not just for Wales and obviously for China today, but also for Bulgaria, because the woman in the middle, Desi Bozilova, is actually a Triple Crown winner herself in refereeing terms.
Desi about to make a slice of history here at the Crucible and become the first woman to have officiated all 3 Triple Crown finals. For how long has this been a dream of yours?
It's my dream since I started, but obviously at the beginning I didn't believe it's possible, really. It's one of those, yeah, it would be nice if it happens. But once I started going to more and more events and, you know, improving and getting bigger games, then it all of a sudden became like kind of possible. So I'm really excited that I have this chance. It's a huge match, world final, but in the same time, the way I look at it is a match. I just should come out and do what I always do, so that's how I'm preparing for it.
And it's taken a lot of hard work and dedication, hasn't it, since you first refereed a match, what, 13 years ago?
Yeah, it does take a lot, because you need to be able to constantly work on things, improve, keep concentration, listen to more experienced refs. I believe I've grown a lot. Both as a person and as a referee, because when I started, at the beginning you just know the rules, but you need the experience, especially to be able to react in different situations. And yeah, that just comes with time.
And it won't be the first time that you're refereeing in the single table setup though, will it? Because you were in charge of Mark Williams against Judd Trump in that epic semi-final back in 2022. What are your memories of that occasion?
Yeah, I do remember that match. It was really an amazing, great match with a comeback, because I believe at the beginning we thought maybe we'll finish with a session to spare, but then there was a comeback and it was an unbelievable match. And especially here, the one table setup is just amazing.
The UK and the Masters, they were special in their own right, but this is taking it up a notch altogether, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also very different as an atmosphere, because here it's smaller but so intimate compared to, let's say, the Masters, because there we have a huge crowd, but they're a bit far away.
And talk us through what your routine will be on the day of the final, or, you know, on the Sunday.
I usually come to the venue about an hour earlier, just to get ready, you know, check my suit, triangle, gloves, ball markers, and then set up half an hour before the start of the session. Check the whole table, extensions, everything. Speak to the players, and then just get ready to start the match.
And of course, Michaela Tabb was the first woman to referee a final here at the Crucible. You're becoming just the second. How proud does that make you?
Yeah, it does make me proud, but again, for me, it doesn't make a difference that I'm a woman. You know, it's a huge thing, and I hope many more girls start playing or decide to become refs. But in general, in our group, it's like we're refs. It doesn't matter, you know.
And I believe you've got some family members coming to watch you for the final, but others decided to go on holiday. Tell us about that.
Yeah, my parents are going on a holiday to Portugal, but that's okay. I mean, I have my best friend coming, I have my boyfriend coming, so I have my support.
Enjoy the occasion. Thanks for talking to us. Who on earth would pick to be in Portugal over the Crucible? I certainly wouldn't, but we really hope you have a great final. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
It's Abby Davis out in the middle there with Desi. I must say, I marvel at the powers of concentration of Desi and all of the referees in this great championship. They do an absolutely sterling job, and what an honour for Desi, effectively to complete a refereeing triple crown, having donned the white gloves in both the Masters and a UK Championship. So we are underway, and it's Zhao Xintong who's made the flying start against the Welsh potting machine. Yep, it's been a fascinating start to our final, hasn't it, this Sunday afternoon.